What's up, everybody? This is Jason G.WILLIKERS with another episode of G.WILLIKERS Presents. Today's topic, Alpine Dreams on Foster. As I stepped through the threshold of Alpine Dreams on Foster, I was enshrouded by a blanket of comfort and hospitality, an atmosphere created by Miss Michelle Shiver.
Alright, today we're with Miss Michelle, who owns Alpine Dreams.
A cute little knick-knack shop full of handmade souvenirs and merchandise.
First of all, how did you get into all this?
Mostly started with my grandbabies, because I've got 8 grandbabies, and I started making items for them years and years ago. Before that, my mom, my sister, and I used to always make stuff, and instead of buying Christmas gifts, that's what we did. To us, it meant more. We would create gifts and exchange them. It just, to me, it means more.
It does. That sentimental value costs so much more than the Black Friday sales ever
Yes,
could.
definitely.
This is safer. Tell me about the name.
Alpine Dreams. Forever I have been Mimi's Monkeys, named after my grandbabies. Because everybody, ever since I was a little girl, everybody called me Mimi. And because it all started because my little sister couldn't say Michelle. So everybody calls me Mimi. Like, I've been a photographer for years, and I'd be out on the ballpark, and all I hear is, "Hey Mimi, hey Mimi." And my babies are my monkeys. Well, I named it Mimi's Monkeys 100 years ago, but they are all teens now, and they don't need Mimi anymore. So, and I was rebranding because I had added the laser engraving to everything else that I was doing. So I was trying to think of a new name, and Alpine comes from North Georgia. I have a booth up there in Helen, Georgia, and the mountains is my happy place.
Oh,
So Alpine Dreams came from that.
that is awesome. I love that.
So
I have never been to the mountains. Never even seen a real mountain before. I've seen Philadelphia Mountains. I don't think that counts.
oh my goodness, there's nothing in the world like it. They're beautiful.
Sure.
Oh, they're beautiful.
I mean, you see them in the movies, and it looks a little too cold for me. But maybe that's just the higher you get, it's all that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, why the specific style?
First of all, I've always loved doing wood crafts. I used to follow my daddy around. I helped him with carpentry work and all that. But as far as specifically laser engraving, I don't know what caught my eye on that, but I researched it for probably a good year before I ever got into it. And then I was going to start out small, but once I got into it, I was like, oh, wow. Because there's a gazillion different things you can do with it.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, just about everything in here is done with a laser.
Wow.
It cuts out wood, it engraves wood, it cuts out leather, I engrave glass, just about anything under the sun. So it just kind of blew up from there.
Screen printing? Do you do any of that, or?
It's not actual screen printing, it is heat transfer. I do a lot of t-shirts. I was kind of getting out of t-shirts, but kind of jumped back into it. The brewery across the street, I started out engraving for them. I went back to doing t-shirts for him.
Nice.
And which I still have always done them for friends, but that kind of went up big. So I have a place in the back where it's set up for doing t-shirts now.
Oh, wow.
So
I don't know if you've considered all of the sports that are year round, but if somebody approaches you with a jersey idea, would you take on that? Or?
Oh yes, I've done, which we used to be down by Ashford. I've done a ton of jerseys for that ballpark, Wicksburg ballpark, a lot of the different ballparks. I've done a little bit of everything shirt-wise.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So, when we first met, I believe you said that you were in another location.
Yes, I was. I had another booth, and it wasn't my shop. It was on Brandon Stand Road, but there was not a lot of traffic there because it was way back off the road.
Oh yeah.
So I absolutely love it down here.
Oh yeah.
It's so different down here, and everybody's been so nice.
Yeah, I mean, and Foster Street, it's always going to be jumping, especially on the weekends. There's parades, when there's festivals that they have going on. This is the perfect location for anyone, really.
Yeah, Foster Street is pretty much the hub of everything down here. I mean, it's really busy down here.
You can get there from here, that's for sure.
Yes.
Tell me what kind of issues or trials that you had to go through to actually have your own business and have this location specifically.
Oh, that was definitely a trial because I've had booths in different places, and I've had my own business for, gosh, I don't know how long, forever it seems like, long as I can remember. But when I came down here, I was just thinking basically I could do my business on a larger scale, which I have, but I'm more of a worker. I'm not the business end type. And then the biggest trials was having to take care of all the business end of this. That is so not me.
I understand.
But other than that, I mean, I had prayed when I first found this place and asked God to, if it was meant to be, to open the doors. If it was not meant to be, to slam every door so there was no doubt. And it's been pretty smooth sailing. It was just a lot getting used to and finding out all the business aspects of it. That was my biggest hurdle, I would say.
I get that. You said you were in the hospital back in October. How did that affect all of this?
Oh, now that was a huge hurdle. I had a heart attack, and then from October to December, I had a lot of health issues. I came here in January, and I'm just now starting to get my strength built back. There are some days where I have to, say, hey, I can't make it to the shop today, and I have to stay home. But everybody's been pretty much understanding, and it's just been one day at a time, one step at a time.
That's the way you got to take it. All right. So, what's your next step? Are you going to try and expand? Or are you still going to hit the festivals, the stands?
I would love to expand. I've already kind of outgrown this little shop, but that's just, if it's meant to be, God will open that door. For now, I'm just taking it one day at a time. I do my little shop. I'm doing a festival this weekend in Donaldsonville. I still have my little booth in Helen, Georgia, and I've got online also.
Right.
So for now, I'm just sticking with it. It keeps me pretty busy, but I would like to have a bigger shop.
What advice do you have to share with the next generation of entrepreneurs, ones that want to do this but don't know how to take that step?
Oh, first of all, lots of research. Research. And I guess that's something I've always done before I jump into something. I'll research it, I'll pray about it, and then hustle like all get out. Tons and tons of hustle. It's never ending.
That's
you can't just float in the water, so to speak. You've got to get out there and hustle. It takes a lot of that.
Oh, I bet.
A lot.
In order to push your brand, is it all just getting out there to the festivals? Is it just talking to different people, or do you have a support system?
Well, I've got a support system also. My family's been wonderful, but definitely getting out there, because word of mouth is your biggest advertisement. Festivals, telling people about it. I give away a lot of free products, and that's just something I've always done. Whether or not it brings business back in, that's not a biggie, but I do get a lot of business from what I give away.
That's awesome.
Just a lot of different, any avenue you can come up with, go for it.
Okay.
That's what does it.
That is awesome. Is there anything you would like to tell the viewers, that's something you wish someone would have told you, helped you out with before pursuing anything?
I think my biggest thing, if I would have had someone tell me what to do before I jumped in for brick and mortar.
Yeah.
Tons of advice, because there's so much that I did not know, and actually a lot that I'm still learning. As far as the business end, that's been my biggest struggle. So if I would have had somebody walk alongside me as I was going and say, hey, you need to do this, 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 and this, that would have been different. But I kind of just jumped in. But it worked.
Yeah, you're swimming now.
Yeah, swim or sink.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Hey, Miss Sheila, I do appreciate you taking the time, and we can catch up. It's been a trial to actually, we've been playing tag for the past couple of weeks, but
yeah,
I do appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate you doing this very much.
That was Alpine Dreams on Foster. Thank you so much for coming on this new adventure with me. I'll see you next time.